What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day as always. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Super close to 3,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. I'll be doing a giveaway at 3,000, so make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you guys are up to date and you know when we launch the giveaway, and you can get entered to win some stuff for your Jeep WJ. But let's hop into today's video and today's topic. So as a lot of us know, with lifting these old Jeeps, putting big tires on them, all that kind of stuff, the steering is a little loose when you turn the wheel till when the steering actually turns. Now I have a solution for that. If that's your only problem, as long as you don't have worn out parts, this will fix that problem. It's going to take 5 minutes, super quick mod, super simple, and it's going to take 2 tools. A 16mm wrench. You're going to need a wrench. You can't use sockets because you have to hold something while you adjust the other part with an Allen key. So you're going to need 2 tools to get this whole thing done in 5 minutes, and it should tighten up your steering very quick. Before we hop out of the Jeep though, if you guys didn't see the last video, the website is now live. The link is down in the description, so make sure you guys check that out. We are almost sold out of the underhood LED kits, so if you guys wanted to pick one of those up, you should probably do it soon before we sell out. We are going to be restocking eventually, but stuff's a little back ordered, so it might take a week or two to restock. Let's hop out of the Jeep now, and I'll show you guys how to adjust your steering and tighten everything up. Alright, so for starters, you want to go ahead and pop the hood on your Jeep and locate the steering box. That'll be located right about here. You guys can see it from the bolt on, or the nut on top. So that's where you're going to need your 16mm at. So we're going to go ahead and put this on that nut. It's basically a locking nut to keep everything from adjusting while you're driving. So this is basically just to set it. Once you have adjusted everything, you'll tighten this back down and it will be locked to exactly where you set it. So you're going to want to go ahead and leave this loosened, but you're going to need the wrench on there so you can hold it while we adjust it. Now that we got that loosened, we're ready to get the Allen key, and we'll go ahead and put that in the top. And that's going to be why we needed the wrench as well, is to gain access to the little Allen key slot so that we can adjust this. So now that we're on there, you're going to want to go ahead and turn it about 1/8 of a turn clockwise at a time. No more than 1/8 of a turn, because if you go too far, it will mess things up. So you're going to want to go 1/8 of a turn at a time while also holding the wrench still, so that way it's actually adjusting for you. So the reason you don't want to go too far is because this is basically 2 different gears that you're bringing closer to each other. You don't want them to bind up necessarily, and what will happen if they bind up is when you're turning lock to lock, or like driver to passenger side, it'll bind up and not allow you to turn. It's also really bad for the steering box and everything, so you definitely don't want to put that too tight. So now that we have adjusted it 1/8 of a turn, let's hop in the Jeep and see if we fix any of the play that the steering wheel has. So in order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and just see from here. It's literally like very close to perfect. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. I don't want to over adjust it, but you can see how little play I have before the steering actually starts to work. So that is ideal. Next up, let's go ahead and put the keys in the ignition and see if we can turn from lock to lock without any issues. So that's locked right there. Then let's turn it back the other way. And that's locked right there. So we're all good there. Steering can cycle all the way through. Now if you did hear a slight metal popping sound, that was not my steering, that is my fender. That still needs to be cut back a little bit, but we are putting 35s on it, so not a huge deal. But from how little play that steering wheel had at the end, you guys can see how easy this is. Now you're going to want to go ahead and tighten that set nut back down, or the lock nut, just so that way nothing can adjust while you're driving and it's set how it is. Now you might have to do this kind of frequently, like every 50,000 miles. But as you guys see, that is so simple to adjust. It literally takes 5 minutes, if that. 2 tools, and your steering is a lot tighter when you're done. It's a huge improvement. It helps drivability so much. It is definitely worth doing. Just be careful that you don't over tighten it. That's why we went 1/8 of a turn at a time, so that we didn't over tighten it and we didn't mess anything up. So next up for this WJ is actually an entire steering upgrade. So we've made custom links, tie rod ends we got coming. We have an insane setup coming for this Jeep, and we're going to be offering it on the website actually. But let's not ruin the surprise, but it is going to be the beefiest setup available for the WJ. Strongest setup by far, and I'm going to be running it on this Jeep, the black WJ over there, and we're going to be redoing a kit on the red Jeep. So I'm going to be running this on all my Jeeps, and you guys know we're building rock crawlers, so it's going to be beefy, it's going to be solid, it's going to be the most insane WJ steering setup available. So make sure you guys keep your eye out for that because it's going to be so cool once we get it on the Jeep. I've actually been doing testing for like a year on different products to use for this and everything like that. So it's going to be super cool. We put a ton of thought and a ton of different testing options into this Jeep. So it's going to be really, really cool once we get it on the Jeep and to finally have the finished product on a Jeep and can show you guys that. But that basically wraps up today's video. So I hope this helps you. Let me know if you guys adjust your steering and if this helps you down in the comments. And let me know if there's any certain videos you guys want to see WJ or JKU related. I can do any of them, obviously. Let me know if there's any videos you guys want to see. And as always, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.